interact with each other. We see an early invade here. Paris walking forward. Nidalee spear to clear the bush there. Now Razok forced out of his own territory here as Humanoid wants to get the stacks there. Ward is dropped. And BDS just claiming the space for her own there. Oscar Innen forced to back off. The entire topside jungle now belongs to the red team. That's all ours. On the other side of the map, though, you can see that Callista's getting a little bit of priority for herself. Getting the wards dropped. Checking out the Gromp. Saying, hey, if you're going to send 5 people top, we'll take that free space in bot side. And lane swaps do neutralize the matchups a little bit. We don't get to see Renekton versus Rumble if there's a lane swap. And that's something I want to see. Is Nidalee's going to start topside on the Raptors. Fairly standard clear. This mid matchup's extremely volatile. And yeah, it looks like there is going to be a bit of shenanigans going on. If we look where Oscar Innen is, doesn't want to lane to the Renekton level 1 there. Necessarily. He might be late to the XP though. If Oscar Innen walks top right now, I think he might miss 3 melee minions worth of XP. Which is a very bad way to start the lane. Is Mickey getting a little bit aggressive there. Poking ice with the auto attack, who seems to be changing Spotify. Not sure what's going on. Irrelevant. Zoning Oscar Innen off the way. There's going to be a bad trade to start off the lane. And if he misses the XP as well, this is when it starts to get a bit disastrous. Although I don't think he did. Oh no, he did. He missed 2 if you look at the XP bars on the top there. So did Irrelevant though. Starting with the E start Renekton in this matchup. We take a look at the bot side. Fnatic fairly comfortably getting push here. And Mickey's about to hit level 2 as we engage on Paris. No summoner spells used so far. There's the level 2 timer. Mickey just missed a little bit of XP. Upset. The only person level 2 in the Fnatic bot lane right now. Slightly mistimed on the engage there. And Paris and Ice walk away unscathed. 1-3-3 in the mid lane. Looking for an angle on Humanoid, who might be in a bit of trouble here as Nuke just switches into the range form. 1-3-3 takes a trade. Not going to use any summoner spells. Humanoid just ease out of it. Calmly. Collected. If they have a lot of bot pressure, the only thing they're lacking is mid pressure, as Nuke is got a chokehold on this lane. It's going to slow push out for Humanoid, and Razok's just going to start the Drake. Now Humanoid has to get this wave in. Look at 1-1-3. He's going to skip the Wolves because he knows they're on Drake. Nuke can stop the mid wave push, but bot can't rotate. Now it's going to be 1v1 on top of Drake. Razok versus 1-1-3 here. Razok has flash should he need to get out of the pit, and bot can't rotate right now. Fnatic is looking for an all-in on bot lane as Razok gets flashed on by 1-1-3. Is he going to go down? Yes, he is. 1-1-3's flash is used, but that's first blood to the side of BDS. And this bot dive has gone to hell. Fnatic on the backside of this. They're losing everything. Double kill for the Nidalee, and they're going to drop Drake as well as Mickey tries to escape, tries to salvage something, but the feat of warfare goes down to BDS. With an insane rotation through the bot side there. Really good iteration from Razok here. Understands that Drake might be in trouble. But BDS seem to have read this. So the obvious play for BDS there is to do Drake. But instead they're going to run straight to Grubs because they know that Razok's thinking that Drake's what's going to happen. And they want to take this fight again. But Mickey here is there to hover. The level of play is fairly high right now as I think all 3 Grubs are going to go down. A little bit too tricky to contest there for BDS. And 1-1-3's actually wasted a fair amount of time there. Should have gone to his top respawn. Now that Rumble has that plated steel cap, it's going to be impossible for Renekton realistically to get a solo kill, though. 1-1-3 might be able to assist as Oscar Innen looks to be in a bit of trouble. Forced to flash away. But the Dominus and Ruthless Predator in combination are going to force Oscar Innen back to the fountain. 7 minutes in the game, 0-4 Fnatic in a lot of trouble. Now the only question is, can Fnatic dive this top tower? On this shove here, Ice still does not have cleanse, and Razok's just hit 6. It looks like they're going to look for it. Mickey has Ignite coming up in 2 seconds here. Ice not going to be able to cleanse it. He's the target. W comes forward from Mickey, and the Smolder. Mum's in the fray as well. Callisto to pull him out of the dive, and it's clean from Fnatic. Takes him out, but Razok actually goes down. Relevant TP's through. A bit of a wasted TP. Not going to get any value there. 1-1-3. Sacrificed a little bit of bot tempo there to try to walk to this play. I used to get something here. He could have taken those red side camps. If you look at bot side there, after he took Drake, he had an opportunity to go into those red side camps. He knew exactly where Razok was. Instead, he walked to top side, but he didn't get anything from it. And now Razok can clear his blue side and his red side, and suddenly he's going to have a little bit of a CS advantage on this Nidalee. These lane swap iterations are crazy. We've seen upset and ice in every single lane now. We've seen them bot, we've seen them top, and now we're seeing them juking it out in mid. And this is just what professional League of Legends looks like in 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Lane swaps are the new thing. But I think with how weak the top laner is... Wow, Fnatic just going to start it. I was about to say they shouldn't start it, but never mind. Coming out of base is Oscar Innen, and Irrelevant and 1-1-3 both have moved. Razok actually pulled off a heist there. He's going to take the 1 grub to stop the feat of strength, and Renekton opting to use the Dominus here in a 1v2 scenario, thus Humanoid. But he's so strong, look at this! Razok half HP already, the Q gets the double heal. Razok uses the cease and desist, Irrelevant backs out there. Humanoid also backs out. Nothing's going to come of that play other than Ice dying in the mid lane. What's happened here? Looks like Nuke's caught out as well. Fnatic have found something on the middle side of the map. It's a disaster for BDS there, because Grubs are going to go down as well. And that's the real problem here. And that's what matters. We take a look at the replay here. Is what happened on the bot side? Is it a Mickey engage? That's what I'm thinking here. Is Mickey does have flash and ult available. At the time of this happening, it's a flash engage from Mickey, and the equalizer drops on the head. Look at what happened to Icer. He's just completely one-tapped. With the Callisto to follow through, an upset kites back from Nuke, who's now overextended. Bang, down he goes. That means that Jace is a big part of the meta right now. Of course, in the best of one. Gonna see how much impact he can have. His tempo's been a little bit stagnated. Just look at the gold lead on the Smolder right now. Not something you necessarily want to see. Jace is not a champ that does well when at a gold deficit. Smolder, definitely a champ that cooks on a gold lead. As 4 members of BDS swarming this Drake. Fnatic trying to circle in though. Mickey still has ult. No Hex Flash. The TP on the backline there, if you see, it's Oscar in and TPing. They're going to force this fight as the flash cease and desist on top of 113. Mickey cannot follow up because the Brawl ult's going to stop him in his tracks. And now, Fnatic with the mad dash away as Irrelevant flashes forward Ruthless Predator on top of Mickey. And he goes down at the same time as Razok dies in the red side jungle. Humanoid chunked to half by one single Nidalee spear. And picking up the pieces of what looked like an okay play are 3 members of Fnatic, wondering what the hell just happened to them. Trying to get a little bit aggressive here. If you see 113 on the backline has gone unspotted right now, and now he's spotted. The spear comes through, and Fnatic know they're in a little bit of trouble here. 4 members of BDS leaning on the bot side are going to try and force on top of Mickey, who's going to get... Is he going to get out here? There's no way. Now, the Braumstone coming through. I think he's cooked, but the Callisto to save him, saying, no, that's my support. Hands off. He's going back to base with me. 113 has something to say about that, though. And what is this Fiesta in the bot side? Q flash forward from Mickey. Has 113 overextended here? I think he might have. The Magnet Storm is really good, but the Braum Shield stopping all the damage from Upset. And now Paris with the stun. Insta-cleanse by Upset, who's actually going to get a kill there. But how good is this player? He's crazy. He's insane. He's going to force him out. All 5 members of BDS, excuse me. Hovering the top side, and Oscar Rinnan. Oh, no. Woeful is the life of a top laner. Oh no, don't put it on the screen. Don't show this to me. He's going to get cooked here, Oscar in, and they're waiting for the wave. BDS, they're going to take the Herald, and they're going to get the prize of the top laner. Unless Oscar is just able to escape here, as Paris, caught sleeping at the wheel, doesn't actually queue there, and the flash from Oscar and somehow he's going to get out of that situation. I think Paris might have been looking at the Herald. Oscar has just done a heist. He's sprinted past 3 members of BDS and just been like, alright, going to get out here. At this point in time. They've got 37 seconds to collect themselves here as the Drake's going to spawn. It's going to be an important one. Ocean Drake. Mickey. Ooh, spots the trap that was waiting for him. Looked death in the face and just walked away. So you see the cease and desist might actually be invested to try and get a kill onto Nuke before the Drake spawns. But Paris, with a heads-up play, hovering that dive. Stopping the play in its tracks. Saying, that's my mid laner. And he's going to stay alive. But Mickey has something to say about that. Has the Magnet Storm available. Chooses to opt in for it. As Razok cease and desist on top of it. It's exactly what I talked about. Mum comes through as well. Whoa, the flash predict from Mickey. Uses the Callisto ult to get on top of Ice. But Irrelevant TP in the backline takes out Razok. Mickey going to take out Ice in the top side. As Upset with a lot of work to do. Now in a 3v2 scenario. Irrelevant has to get out here. Can Porus get out too? Yes, he can. The Ocean Drake is claimed for BDS while that skirmish was happening, but the upshot is the top tower goes down to Fnatic, and the fight is very winning. Look at that 6-1 Callisto right there. 1.2k gold lead in the bot lane, 1.1k in the mid lane. Yes, there's a lot of gold on the Nidalee, but realistically, doesn't matter. The gold lead versus Vi, because as you're going to see in this fight, whether Razok has gold or not, he's still able to do his job. Brilliant Magnet Storm from Mickey. The turn instantly onto Nuke, Mum right in the middle of it. And Upset gets a lot of damage done. Irrelevant TP is good. Salvages the play somewhat. Manages to take out Razok. But Mickey flips Ice over the head. And that E damage from Callisto is just so amazing. Next person to make a mistake could very well be looking at a losing game. Because Atacon is an extremely powerful objective. Particularly in its voracious capacity. So this Atacon is going to be a huge objective. Whichever team can try to steal it away. It's 113. Ooh, tries to land the spear there on Upset. That would have done a fair amount of damage. Or an unfair amount of damage, depending on how you look at it. You look at Humanoid stacks, though. Look at Humanoid. It's 222 at 21 minutes. Actually, Porus walking in. They don't want to fight yet, Fnatic. Humanoid Needs a couple more stacks. 228 now. Now Humanoid's happy to fight. Now Fnatic want to fight with this Smolder. He's just spiked. Harder than you can believe. Where they have the firepower to match this Smolder Kalista, unless they're able to find a crazy engage angle, and that might be exactly what they're trying to find, but I don't think they know they're on vision there. 3 members of BDS spotted out by Fnatic who have almost perfect information. Now they're sitting in a control ward. This is what I'm talking about. 5v5 for Atacon. This is going to be scrappy, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimate's available. Mickey has the Magnet Storm. They're irrelevant. Stacking up the Rage. Razok trying to reset. I don't know if he can get away with this right now. Both teams might actually be saying this a little bit too hard, and I agree. I think the first team to make a move here is going to be the one who gets punished. This Herald's going to be used here, and it's going to maybe buy some time for BDS to start Atacon. That's the play they're trying to make, the gamble they're making. We're going to Herald mid, and then we're going to start Atacon, and maybe you're going to get distracted by it, but it doesn't look like Fnatic's taking the bait. They're going to let that Herald hit their mid tower. They say, you can have that. We want Atacon. Our eyes are on the prize here. But Fnatic need to get something done now, because they are just going to bleed gold on mid. That's an important objective right there, taken out by BDS. On the Atacon there, as Mickey looks for an angle on Irrelevant. TP comes through from Oscarinin. Oh, sorry, no, not from Oscarinin. It's the equalizer from Oscarinin, rather. Is ridiculously large. Cholesterol to save them. Porous forced to use the Brawl for the disengage, and now BDS are the ones flushed out of their own Atacon pit. But they're still playing off vision. 2 control wards there. Absolutely crucial. As Atacon is getting burnt down. Is this going to be a flip? Whoa, it's a flip! It's a flip, and now the game's over. The game is objectively over as Voracious Atacon is secured by Fnatic. We're just going to cleave through the fight. 1-1-3 goes down. Porous to follow. And no members of Fnatic able to die, even if they wanted to. I cannot believe they just flipped that. Both teams are like, all right, we've had enough skirmishing here. That's enough playing smart. Time to kill Atacon until someone makes it die. That's... Screw fighting, screw playing smart, screw securing the objective. We're going to flip it. We trust our jungler's ability to press D. And it turns out Razork pretty damn good at pressing Ds. We take a look at this engage yet again. Mickey with the Magnet Storm catches out Irrelevant. Now in the 4v5 scenario. The Drake goes down now as well. And this is often what happens. Voracious Atacon is the herald of not one but more objectives. As this fight is not something BDS want, because every kill they get, unless it's on Mickey, doesn't even count. His cleanse utilized from upset, just doing so much damage. Absolutely trucking them. Smolder Kalista. Oh no. Fnatic looking for a trap play here. And this is what I'm talking about. They want to force the fight right now, because even if they lose the fight, they don't lose anything. A little bit more time where that is the case. 26 minutes in the game now. Baron, very much on the agenda for both teams. They'd like it very badly. But I think it's going to be quite difficult for BDS to hold mid priority versus this Smolder. Every time a wave comes, it just gets nuked. No pun intended. Mickey looking for that engage. Has the Trailblazer now as well. Didn't notice that. It's a nice little pickup. Going to make it easier for the follow-up after Mickey finds the engage. Most importantly, I think all summoner spells are up on both teams right now. But the people we care about, the summoners, we care about Mickey sums, we care about Irrelevant sums. These are the players that are going to be able to find that impact. Their upset has cleanse. So I think realistically the target for BDS needs to be Humanoid. Despite how tanky he looks, Humanoid needs to be the person they find. That's the only way I see back in this game for them. Drake's going to spawn here 55 seconds, and that's going to be... Oh, never mind. That's not. I thought the little Atacon icon was a Drake there, as Mickey gets a little bit overzealous. Just sidesteps the Braum Q, sidesteps the Nidalee Q, and Qs the Braum himself, Porous, with a support diff right there. And this is so hard to play as BDS. What do you even do in this scenario? Mid-shove, firmly on the side of Fnatic. 3 members of BDS contesting the one little dragon for push. And the Bloody Dragon's winning. There's 1-1-3, tries to make his way in river, but Oscarinin and Humanoid, the bodyguards of the bot side river, not letting anyone past. Dragon spawning in 9 seconds, Fnatic with giga priority. And how do you even walk in here? What do you do as BDS? Irrelevant trying to find a flank there, but if Fnatic turn on him, if Upset turns on Irrelevant, he's just going to get melted. It's all on BDS to find something here, but they can't group up too much, because look at Mickey. He's permanently looking for that angle. He's trying to pull that trigger there. The equalizer to follow is very, very possible. It could be a potential for Fnatic to just cook the fight, though. The Kalista ult forced out as a little bit too much poke lands on Mickey, but the Drake's just going to go down. No flip this time. 1-1-3. Way too far away to make anything happen. Mickey W's out of the way of the Nidalee Spear that would have ended his life. So they're just going to get the Drake, and nothing in return as Fnatic get exactly what they wanted. They make out like bandits. Back to base. The gold lead just growing and growing and growing. Now 1.2k in their favor. And all of that gold is on the people you want it on, man. It's on the Smolder. It's on the Kalista. It's the same story it's been all game. Fnatic mid bot just cooking this game. Absolutely cooking. A little bit of despair begins to form in the pit of the BDS stomach. Because what do you do in this scenario? As Fnatic start up Baron, how do you walk into this? Baron down to 5k HP, 4k HP, 3k HP, and it's just getting melted. Flash forward from 113, tries to flip it, but yet again, Razork is the one to win out on that trade. There's no pieces left to pick up anymore for BDS. There's going to be Baron buff Smolder, sieging your turrets. There's going to be Rumble on the mid wave as Razork's trying to find an engage angle. Irrelevant does not have the dominance right now, and Mickey's following him up. Shield broken and flash over the wall into the Magnet Storm as Razork finds the engage there. Paris going to go down as well, forced to flash away. Flash utilized from Upset though, and that's a big deal. There's no flash on the Fnatic ADC anymore. Does still have cleanse, but Humanoid, he's a robot. He hasn't lost any summoner spells, hasn't died once this game, and he's just cooking them. He's doing so much damage. 11 to 11 in the kills, but really, this game feels like it's a lot. Oh my god, it's 11 to 11 in kills, but Upset has 10 of them. I didn't realize this. There's 10 and 1 Callista in this game. That's insane. Humanoid getting a little bit aggressive, but he might actually go down here. He does have flash. Braum passive is procced. Mom blocked by Braum, and that's a big shutdown there for BDS. Finally, find a little bit of a foothold. And without the Smolder, it's a bit harder for Fnatic to take a fight. Upset does need a little bit of extra damage to help him out. His build is not going to one-shot anyone. First mistake all game from Humanoid, and it doesn't really mean too much. He wasn't the one they needed. He's not the one with the big shutdown. Now they have river control yet again. 40 seconds for Dragon. I've seen this dance before, and it doesn't end well for BDS ever. Now Fnatic actually have lost a bit of space, and they're walking into darkness. Control wards on the side of BDS, preventing the vision of Fnatic, who have to fight this dragon somehow. But they're not going to have any sight, and this is suddenly looking a lot better for BDS, landing the poke, doing what their comp wants to do, forcing Humanoid back to base, and I don't think this is fightable anymore. This Drake's actually going to go down. Are we looking at a good game here, ladies and gentlemen? I might have spoken too soon. I thought this was completely doomed, though. Razork trying to find an engage. Look at Mickey there. Flash onto the backline there. Takes out Ice, and Mickey finds the Magnet Storm. Drake does go down to BDS. As Razork goes down as well, no one dies on the side of BDS, actually. And the Drake goes down. Ladies and gentlemen, BDS have... I was talking about pulling a rabbit out of a paper bag before. I think they've just done it. Yes. It gives you 5 more minutes, right? But that's 5 more minutes for Smolder to get stronger. And sure, you have your own carries. Mickey actually finds an engage here on Nuke. This could be really, really bad for BDS if they screw this up. Equalizer is massive. An Upset ults Mickey out to safety. Nothing actually comes from it. Not enough damage there for Fnatic, who make a small misengage. Mickey making a fairly large mistake because it leads to Baron priority for BDS. Now there's a dance in the mid lane there. Oscar in sidesteps that Jace Shock Blast. Sidesteps that Nidalee Spear. But this is what BDS want you to do. This is what I was talking about before. If you have to walk into BDS's comp, it's so hard to walk into Varus, Jace, Nidalee. It's so hard. You can't face check it because look at just the amount of stuff coming out of that bush. There's just so much stuff. That's ridiculous. The thing that Fnatic can do here, though, that I want to see them do is just take a stand. Say, all right, you guys want to take Baron. We're going to walk with our midwave. We're going to walk up with our midwave. We're going to force you to come to us. And this is exactly what they're doing. Look, they're going to threaten the tier 2 tower. And now BDS are in the exact position that Fnatic was just in a second ago, where they have to walk into Fnatic, but Nuke on the backline might be able to find an engage, but the mid tower does go down. And that's exactly what I wanted to see Fnatic do. That was perfect. They're in a situation where they have to walk into BDS. But they flip it on its head. They say, BDS, we're going to take you a mid-tier 2. What are you going to do about that? They drop one wave BDS. And the mistake comes. Fnatic capitalize on it. Perfect. And we're back to this problematic ish. Like, this is impossible for Fnatic. Mickey needs to find something here. It's all on Mickey. Mickey and Razork need to work in unison here, and it looks like Razork has lost his patience. They're going on... Oh my goodness, the Zhonya's from 113. Mickey in the backline on top of the equalizer. That's exactly what I was talking about. Mum comes through, but actually the disengage from BDS is perfect, and no one goes down now. Despite the fact they're half HP, Fnatic just used so many resources. The resets can come through. BDS can say, all right, no Rel flash. Nice flash Rel, Keck W. Nice flash, Callista. Well done. Good equalizer, Rumble. Ha ha ha. We're going to reset and we're going to go back to Baron. We're going to do the same thing again as the reset is cancelled. Sorry, is not cancelled by Irrelevant. And now, they don't have all those tools, Fnatic. They're not going to have any of those tools to make that engage happen. They were able to make just then. They're not going to be able to do that again. Although, I say that as a solution has just presented itself. In 48 seconds, we see an Ocean Dragon is spawning. And that's a good sign for Fnatic, because that's their soul. So should you get into that impossible position, which they're in right now, yet again, where they have to walk into BDS somehow, right? Their option is, we'll just trade. We'll trade Baron for Soul. And that's a fine trade. It's not a winning trade for either team necessarily. It's actually, they've dropped a mid-wave here yet again. BDS, if Fnatic capitalize, I think like this mid-wave is quite important. Fnatic didn't walk up on it though. I actually want to fight this as BDS have started Baron a little bit before Drake spawns. This is perfect from BDS. They understand that Fnatic can trade Soul, so they're going to start Baron. They're going to force Fnatic's hand to walk into them a little bit faster here, a little bit earlier than Fnatic would like. Still, the resources aren't back. Magnet Storm only just came back for Mickey. Finds a good trade onto Irrelevant, does immediately one-shot that Baron. Leashed. Heals back up to 10,000 HP, but Fnatic in a really tough position here. It's going to have to be individual brilliance from the players to save this game here. Fnatic, Razork on the top side. Is he going to go for a steal? Are we going to flip another major objective as the equalizer comes down? I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are. Look at Razork. He's going to go in here, but it's instantly one-shot. I don't even know how that happened. The damage is insane, but look at the bot side on the map there. Upset working on that dragon. Now that Fnatic get the Soul, there is 3 minutes where BDS have Baron. They need to make this game unplayable for Fnatic in these 3 minutes. And you didn't get anything done with your Baron. Like that, then it's impossible to play. So we really need to see BDS. They need to step up here. They need to find some magic, some miracle. It's a coalition of miracles here that have kept BDS in this game. They need to find just a couple more. They need to find that mid shove. But the resources are starting to come back for Fnatic there. Flash Cease and Desist available. Sorry, Flash Cease and Desist is available. Oscarinin, Flash Equalizer available. Mickey almost has his flash back, I'm assuming. So he uses his Hex Flash there. But now BDS trying to force Fnatic's hand. Now they're trying to get that lead there as the Bromok comes through, trying to pick Razork. He's been peeled fairly well there by the Equalizer. Smolderok comes through as well. Humanoid is just chunked to oblivion right there. I'm not even sure what hit him. Might have been a Varus Q. But this is what BDS's comp specializes in. Look at this poke right now. How do you play this if you're Fnatic? You need to find it engaged somehow, but again, Mickey's flash is not back. They don't have the tools. Equalizer was used to keep Razork alive just earlier, and now I think this bot tier 2 might go down here. Shock Blast onto Oscarin and takes half his HP. Chunks him just like that. Now Fnatic somehow have managed to clear one wave, but there's more to come. Mickey, next under the gun there, just goes down to 1/10 of his HP. Finally forced to give that tier 2 tower, but BDS aren't happy with just that, and they shouldn't be happy with just that. 30 seconds left on this Baron. They need to get this inhib tower. They need to get this inhib tower and potentially this inhib for this Baron to be worthwhile. The second this Baron falls off, they have no pushing potential as Ice is caught out a little bit. Mickey finds that massive engage there. The Equalizer comes through and Ice goes down. This is exactly what we're talking about. Mickey finds the engage angle. Oscarinin takes out Irrelevant, and now it's a mad dash away for BDS, but they're not going to be able to reach the finish line. They're not going to be able to reach anything as Fnatic crumble them. Absolutely decimate them. And crush them decisively out of this game. Taking away all of their chances. BDS looks so good there. So good, but it's one mistake. One brilliant moment from Mickey X, and that's the game right there.